Welcome! Today I'll be explaining the basics of hunting Eidolons. Today's video will be me going over just some small tips and good things for anyone new to Eidolon hunts to know. The first thing I want to start with is your group setting. Friends only, invite only, and solo are perfect for doing this. Be cautious when on public because you will get randoms that can join your session that will be doing nothing to help with the Eidolon hunt. They can even prolong you from doing your hunt, and they can make it so that you can't go past the first Eidolon. The next thing I want to know is if it's nighttime on plains, you can go directly to the plains, even if it's night or day. You don't have to go to Cetus, and you don't have to start the bounty. I'd actually suggest not starting the bounty, because sometimes the bounty will actually force the timer to be off. In other words, it will be nighttime, but you might lose 5 minutes of the night cycle due to the bounty, and the bounty just doesn't offer any extra bonus reward. So, I'm going to go into the plains, and this first run through, I'm going to show where lures can spawn, basic ideas of what lures are, and just explain lures of Eidolon hunts. Because you might be asking, what's a lure? Well, they're a device that you need to go capture and charge to be able to capture the Eidolon instead of kill it. If you want to kill the Eidolon, you're more than welcome to. You'll get less rewards or worse rewards, and you won't be able to progress any further past that Eidolon you kill. So, to begin, lures can spawn at any Grenier camp. So, usually I go over to the one in Twin Horns Lake, and then I'll go up, and if I need more than 2, there's another camp over here that's great, and down here. Any Grenier camp has a chance of spawning a lure. If you go to a Grenier camp and there's no Grenier there should be no lure spawn there, and that should stay that way that whole night cycle. If you were to go in and out, then it refreshes everything. So we're going to go over to Twin Horns, and I'm going to fly up, tap twice, because I got good RNG, and this lure spawned right here. It has a chance that it can spawn over there. When it spawns here, if you tap and sit in your arc wing here after shooting it for a second, and jump down, you go to capture it, and there should be Vomalus somewhere behind me, so I can charge the lure. Now, to explain the difference, if your lure is orange, then it's not charged. Once your lure is charged by killing at least 3 Vomalus, then your lure will turn blue. The reason you want a blue lure is every time you pop the Eidolon's limb, it can't teleport away. So, now that I've killed 2 Vomalus by it, I need to go find another one. So I'm going to fly over here, look through, and there's a second lure right here. And now I have 2 lures. 2 lures charged is enough to capture the Terrorist. You'll need to get an additional 3 for Gonalist and Hydralist. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to see if Vomies will spawn. There's a high chance they won't. And I'm not going to collect this lure because I don't have a charged lure. Typically I like to have at least 1 charged lure before I go find and hunt down the Terrorist so that he can't teleport away. And as you can see, another Grenier camp, some Greniers here, makes a lure. If your only job is to get lures, by the time you capture both of those, there's a chance you could come back to Twin Horns Lake and even get an additional. But no, every lure that you capture and you need to charge, it can split the Vomies shielding that you break off to charge them with and go inside a different one. So, whereas I only need to kill 6 Vomalus, if I had an additional 3 lures, then I'd have to kill an additional 3 Vomies for each lure, and that could slow down my progression. That's the basics of lures. Now, I'm going to go out and in so I can show the way to tell where the Terrorlist spawns. What you're going to want to do at the very start, before you get any lures, is you're going to want to hop in your Arcwing, you're going to want to fly up, and you're going to look for this blue shiny aura out of any pond. So we fly up, we look, alright, good RNG, he spawned nice and close. So now, I'm going to come over here, grab my lure, pop down, give myself some energy. Now that I've captured the lure, I know Terrorlist was really close, so before I get these bombies, I want to make sure I waypoint them so I don't lose them. Now if you have more than one person, you can kind of delegate these roles so that everyone does their own thing. So there's not, you know, oh my god, I forgot to waypoint the Terrorlist, you know, I lost them. Because when you lose the Terrorlist, it's a real pain to sometimes find him. He's very small, unlike the other two, which are much larger and they have a lot more AoEs that they do. I wasn't able to find bombies too well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and capture this next lure. And, okay, thanks for there. I suggest capturing antenna so that you don't have to deal with these things. So now I'm gonna head over and I'm gonna break the shield and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when he teleports. So basically you want any amp that does a decent amount of damage. If you're new to even amps, I will later on in the next video or in a future video go over some amp builds and what Tendo schools are best to use. See, the shield is almost broken. I'm gonna hop out, give myself my buffs, go in, break that. I'm gonna pop that. There is a Vomulus here. I am gonna wait because I want to show him teleporting. After the screen, he's gonna sink down into the ground, and then you have to go look for him again. So now that he's sinking, once he's fully submerged, go up into the air, and you want to look through all the water. Again, I got really lucky, and he's right here. Now, you can damage him when he is in this form, after he teleports at least once. If you try to do it when he first spawns in, you won't be able to do damage numbers, and it only really works on Terrorlist. So now I'm gonna just deplete his shields, and I'm not gonna actually pop a limb just yet, because I want to see if I can get more bombies to spawn for the sake of it. As you can tell, I've popped a few bombies. Neither of my lures are blue yet, so I need a few more Vomulus kills. Typically, once I get one charge, I would pick up another lure, just for the sake of having 3 lures. If I can get all 3 charged before killing Terrorlist, that sets me up very nicely for when I go to Gonalist. Now that you see that this lure is blue, that means it is charged, which means when I go to pop a limb, he can't be teleported away. Very helpful if you don't miss shots. Now do remember, I did say I need to charge both of these to capture him. So what that means is, once I break this 4th limb, he's gonna sit down, he's gonna call for a few vommies to come over, and he's gonna yell for help, basically. By the end of that time, he's gonna stand back up, and then you have to take away all of his health to be able to cap or kill him. So now he goes down, you're gonna see him shouting for help. This time he does not do the magnetic proc, he only sits down and he shouts. Vommies will either come really close, or you might have to go out to the distance of the shout, and you should see like a green aura around them just chilling. Like I said, you can come out, and there's a Vomolist out here. There's actually 2. If I kill them now though, since my lore's not here, it actually won't pick them up. So I want to wait for the lore to catch up. Now that the lore is here, I also want to wait for the lore to catch up before I kill him. Because if the lores aren't within a few meters, then your kill, instead of being a capture, will be a kill. The way you know the difference is by if they float up. The other difference will be these lures will disappear. Make sure you collect all the loot. Each Eidolon drops a different amount of loot. The next step would be to come over to the shrine. So you'd fly all the way over here, come here, and you want to make sure you put your brilliant Eidolon shard in. Everyone in the squad has to do this to spawn the next Eidolon. If one person does not do it, it will not spawn. This is why I mentioned at the beginning of the video, being off public is very important. Because let's say I had a random chilling over there fishing, not even picking up the loot, does not care about the loot, doesn't know what they're doing, they just want to catch their fish. I'm stuck. I can't do it anymore. My shard would be chilling here, and that would be it. You can remove it if there's another person with you, so that's a bonus. At least you can remove it and leave, but you waste all that time to basically just go out and go back in, especially if it's just one Eidolon. Kind of sad, but within that is the basics of Eidolon hunts. Start getting familiar with all the Grineer camps, and work on your Tenno schools if you haven't. The 2 I suggest to be worked on are Madurai and Unairu. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed.